Hi, good morning. We've got a little bit of a dolly purchase I wasn't planning on doing. I'm supposed to be saving up to get myself a stock Blythe, but I went to an antique centre. Now, it's very rare you see toys at most of these, well, what our class as dolly toys. You'll get cars and trains and things like that, but you don't very often get a toy that is either doll related, especially vintage dolls. I'm just trying to work out this lighting here. I think it keeps changing. Does it keep changing? But I just wanted to quickly show you it in this position, and then we'll have a good look at it top down. It is a Sindy buy, and the first one I think is pretty bog standard. A lot of people do get these, but it was a bundle, so it was a selection of things, and this is one of the items. We have a vintage wardrobe here, which we'll have a proper look at when I'm top down with the camera. So that is the first one, and the one that caught my eye. Now, my Sindys are not, you know, I'm usually sort of more 80s, early 80s, rather than the sort of, well, late 70s, early 80s sort of period, rather than the others. But I saw this one and there was just something about her. Now, I haven't got one of this age. Computer's just turned itself off. And here she is. She needs some TLC, bless her, but there she goes. Can you see her? We have a 1960s. Please correct me or give me the exact dates. I'm really rubbish with dates. And here she is. She's in pretty good condition. There's no bites, no marks, no anything, you know, everything. She's grubby. I think that's about the only problem I can say here. She needs a good wash. Most of her hair is there, but it feels a bit, I think she's a redhead. Can't make up my mind. I thought brunette when I bought her, but looking closer, I think that we have got a redhead here. But I'm hoping, you know, with a bit of conditioning, a bit of washing, that roughness will go. I don't know. We'll have to see on that. But she's got a squishy head. Not quite sure how you do the reroots, because the neck thing's totally different to the generation that I collect. And that does make me a bit nervous. I'm always scared that that's going to break off. So I can remember when I had a Paul when I was younger, his neck was like that, and I always felt it was quite vulnerable, and that's one of the things that puts me off getting one even today. But she was part of the bundle. She was what caught my eye. There was her, there was a wardrobe, and there was a little box of, it just said accessories, so it could have been anything. So let's have a very, very quick look, and then I'll let you have a proper look later. So we're going to pop this lady down, and this, if I can hold it all up for you, is what was in this box. Plus there was a little suitcase, which is a more modern Sindy one, of course. It's a later one, but it's still a really cute suitcase. But all these came in the box, so I had a quick rummage. I will tell you how much it cost. It cost me £60 for the lot, which I know some people go, oh, £60 for dolls, but if you're really within the community, you know that's pretty good. And I will actually be selling some of this, because some of this I have, and some of it I just don't want. It doesn't sort of fit the look I'm going for, or I have something very similar. And I'm not one of these that wants everything out of a collection. I like random bits and bobs. I'm not sort of too fussy with that. So we will go through all these. And then there's one particular outfit, if I can find it very quickly. I'm looking away from the camera and I can't find it. Where are you? No, it's not there. It is there. I know it's there because I put it there. I think they've all got mixed up. I'm going to have to go through. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Here we go. Little sneak peek. I think we all know what this is. I have a vague feeling this could be hers because of the shoes she has on her feet. So have we got a first sort of original Weekender? I don't know. We sort of think of Weekender as being blonde, but I'm presuming they were made in other hair colours. So I'm going to pop that on. And while we're doing that, you may see in the background here, I have my now the most latest Weekender that has been produced as a Sindy. So we're going to do a little bit of comparison and have a look how the two girls, there's quite a height difference. She's quite tall. So we're going to have a play with that as well when we're looking at it top down. But I just wanted to say hi and just show you roughly what I got. And then we'll get into the nitty gritty and have a good look in a second. So I'll see you in a second. Hi, we're back to have a closer look at the products that I got. We're going to start with the wardrobe. I think this is one that most of us did have when we were younger. It's nice to have it in its box. I think I've mentioned before, I'm not really a box collector. It's not something I'm that bothered about, but it is quite nice to see sort of this vintage images there. I'm just having a look on the top. There's a little bit of information, sort of made in England, which is nice to see, pedigree dolls limited. So we need to look at the wardrobe. I bet most of you have either, if you are a Sindy collector, you'll have got one of these, I'm sure. You can pick them up relatively cheap on eBay, but you do have to watch for bits and pieces being broken off them. They're going to have some wear and tear. They're not new, of course. They have been well played with. And this one's not bad, actually. We've lost a little bit of the gold edging. It's sort of, I think it's actually, I don't know, it's like a paint. If I want to spend a bit of time, I could actually do that. It just looks a little bit more worn on one side. As we open it up, we have the shoe rack, which quite often these, I don't know whether they've been glued on or it's just that it's gone sort of a yellowy colour over the years. But usually you get bits and pieces missing when you do get wardrobe. So this one hasn't got anything missing. The little rail there is nice and solid. That slides out if you're wanting to do it. I don't know why you would want to slide it out. It might be easier to put the clothes on. I'm not quite sure. Now I can't get it back in. Oh, there we go. But yes, we've got the little mirror and we've got the proper little shoe rack. So it's actually in very good condition. So I'm really pleased about that. I have ummed and ahed whether to get myself a wardrobe. We see we've got pedigree and made in England there. But I don't really have the space. I mean, I would love to be able to kit out a Sindy doll's house. That would be absolutely amazing, but where I would put it I do not know. But this came as part of the package, so I'm quite pleased with it. It will be used for some, maybe, I don't know, if I've made an outfit, perhaps the doll can model next to it and things like that. So I can use it for photographic purposes, if nothing else. I forgot how big they are. Of course, they've got to be big because the doll is. But that is exactly the same one as I had. So that was quite exciting to get that. So we're going to push that over to one side. I've just noticed things are sliding off. I don't think I've knocked them all off. And then we come back to this little bunch of bits. I think we need to look at our girl first, though. Now, this, as I've mentioned before, is not an era of dolls I collect. Mine are a little bit later than this. Well, from Sindy anyway. But I couldn't resist her. I couldn't leave her sat in this cupboard all on her own. There was a few other little dolly bits and pieces, but not things that I would get. It's actually quite rare to see what I will call more vintage retro dolls, sort of the fashion dolls, than it is to see antique or pot dolls. You are seeing them a little bit more, but it's not very often you see these yet. They are massively collected, but everywhere I go, if it's a toy fair, you might get the odd stall that has some bits and pieces linked. I always go to them because, you know, you might get a little miniature item, if not a doll related thing, something that you could put with the doll, things like that. But they're usually predominantly trains and cars and things like that, which I have bought bits of scenery from things like that again because they're useful for dioramas. But I usually end up out of maybe what, 200-300 stalls at some of these places. I might end up with about 5 that I would actually go to. But if I get that bargain on that one of those 5, I'm more than happy. So here she is. I say I'd not planned on getting anything at all. I was saving for this Blythe because I really do want a genuine Blythe, more for making clothes because people have asked me, and my Blythes being fakey Blythes don't have the right bodies, so that has been a bit of a pain. So here she is. She's very grubby. I don't know whether someone's tried to paint her nails or that's just dirt that's sort of got into the nail bed area, but there are no bites as far as I can see. There's no damage to her hands. Her feet, we'll take her little shoes off again. Feet are completely intact, so nobody's been having a good old chew at this. We'll leave her shoes over there because we're going to look at those in a minute. Again, hair, not bad. We've lost a little bit here. But to be honest, I think most of it is there. Now, I'm not sure, as I mentioned before, regarding rerouting for such dolls, because I don't know about taking the head off. I don't think you can, because the ones that I've got are sort of where they have the ball fit in here, so because they're the later ones, and then you can just pop the head off and sort it out. I need some advice off some of you. I mean, I might be able to wash this through. I don't know. It's very wiry at the moment. But yes, I could do with some advice. Can you reroute? How do you reroute things like that if it's like this? I still can't, in this light, I said she might be a redhead earlier, but I can't make up my mind. Is she a brunette or is she a redhead? I do not know. One light, she looks more reddy. Another light, she looks more brown. I don't know what she is, but perhaps when it's had a good wash, that might help. I think someone's been sort of playing a little bit. We might have had a little bit of makeup put on there, and it's sort of, I'm not quite sure what that is, but we'll give her a good dolly spot and see how it comes up. Now the dress she's wearing, again, I'm hoping for some advice here. Let's have a quick look at the body. Again, not too bad. The legs aren't overly swingy. A little bit of a swing on that one, but nothing bad. We know the plastic goes that colour. That's not a problem. And she's got some little dents and things in her, but nothing bad. She's fine. The legs, I don't know, do they bend? I've not had one like this. I don't know. There is no, I'm not going to bend. Let me know. Are you supposed to bend them or not? I'm not going to. I said this neck still worries me a little bit. I'm frightened of it breaking, but she's not going to be played with, so it should be okay. I've just got to get her cleaned up. So I'm going to pop you over there, missus. We're going to try an outfit on her in a few minutes, so that'll be okay. But I wanted to look at the dress. Now, this dress looks like it should fit her. It's not bad condition. We've got press stud missing there. Again, a bit of grub on it, so it needs a good clean, perhaps. But this is the label, and this is one of the things I'm hoping for some more information on. Fashioned by St. Mark, Hong Kong. Is this just a general fashion doll dress? It actually feels like it's well made. It's, you know, a nice sturdy fabric. We've got these nice little pleats. It is even double hemmed. It seems to be quite nice quality, but I don't know what St. Mark's is. So, and it fits her very well. So we have one little dress that she actually came with. Now we're going to get to the exciting bits in a minute. She also came with these little shoes. Now, there looks like there's pink inside on the laces and the bow. I think somebody added them. Not sure. But those what she came with anyway. So can you see them? She's got quite big feet. She seems to be quite a bit bigger than the next generation. So let's have a quick look. They're just some basic sort of standard little coat hangers. They can go in the wardrobe. They'll be quite handy to have things. I do have quite a lot of coat hangers. I like the wooden ones, or I've got ones that I've made, so I don't need to worry too much. But again, they came in this little box of selection, so that can go over there. We'll start with the small one. Now, it's a shame here with these. They are original stockings, which is great, and generally they look okay, don't they? But they've had some little ladders and some damage, and somebody has tried to stitch them. I'm not quite sure why they would have stitched them in white when the stockings are clearly a brown, although that one's been stitched in brown. I think they've probably just been repaired quickly for the child at the time to play with. I'm not sure how much I can rescue them or how much they still have a value to anybody, because they are not something I personally would bother with. I am inclined to, I like some of the retro stuff, but I am inclined to go quite modern with my dolls, or sort of modern retro, because I know I buy off a couple of people who do modern retro. So that was a little pair of stockings, but they're original. It's nice to see them if nothing else. So I'll pop that over there. Now, dress number one. Shall we have a look? Comes two pieces. We have two items here. We have a little top, and again, this is when I'm going to be relying on you guys to hopefully give me some information. I have had a quick look online, and I found a couple of these, but then there's so many outfits I'm presuming they brought out. I need some sort of cataloguing system, I think. So again, this is a nicely made sort of little top. It looks as if it could be a Sindy. I can imagine a Sindy in it. We have little sort of clear press studs, which might have been put on after. This could be homemade. Is this homemade? I don't know. But it's a cute little top. It needs a bit of a wash, like I say, like with everything else. And that one came in with this one, which as far as I can see is a Sindy one, but there's no labels. No labels at all. But I'm sure I've seen one in this dress. This is somewhat sort of untidy. I might be able to tidy this up, make it a little bit neater. I don't know whether this is dirt or whether when they've washed it, perhaps the actual cotton has run. I don't know. But apart from that, I think a good iron, I mean, that's definitely an old press stud. Is it a name on the press stud? No, that doesn't help. That's just the brand. I think a good wash, a good iron, and I think that will come out quite a cute little dress there. Right, bear with me a second because I'm not sure what my phone is doing. Right, we're back. My phone was ringing. Now, sometimes that'll interrupt the actual videoing I'm doing, but it didn't. I mean, it's a friend of mine. I'll phone her back as soon as I finish this. I'll not be too long anyway. So we got two little outfits in this first package. It was all packaged nicely. It's all trying to keep it all clean and that, but I do think they all need some TLC. So let's see what we have next. What's the next one? I want to keep this one. I want to keep that one because I want to do something at the end with it. We'll go with this one. Now, I think we have a handmade, and we have, I I'm not sure. Obviously we have a little knitted dress. It's nice to see how people did make clothes. I know my mum made a huge amount of my doll clothes. So it is nice to sort of see that retro, but because I get my mum to make mine, I don't really have a need for a knitted dress like that. Now this is really cute. This is a velvet dress. Again, no labels at all. Somebody has attempted to stitch up the seam here, which I am pretty certain I can repair this and bring it back to its former glory. I like that one. I think that's one I'm going to be keeping. It's got sort of little bust darts there, so it's all fitted. Whether it be homemade or not, I don't know, but they've made quite a nice job of it. Definitely old because of the press studs. You get this sort of greying sort of effect with the press studs, and that one's coming off, but that's just a little bit of TLC, so that's okay. So we'll put that one to one side. I will be keeping that one. I'm gonna have a keep pile and a not keep pile. Red shorts. I love little shorts. I've just got some red shorts though from Dolly Jolly Shop, but it's of a similar sort of design. Again, we've got a bit of a seam thing going off here. Again, why white thread? I don't know, but there's only that seam. So to be honest, if I can sort of just turn them inside out, I know there's no label on this one. Although look, it is sewn in white. How bizarre. How bizarre. I will not sew it in white. I think I'll take the whole of that seam out and hand stitch it in the red, so it won't come through. But it's only a little bit of stitching missing. That's no big deal. I just trim off these ends. There's always loose ends on them, but I think they're really nice. I love seeing in them sort of those vintagey type of shorts, so that's a definite keeper. That's a keeper. So put the bag to one side. Now where should we go next? There's so much. I couldn't believe how much there was when I actually opened the little box that it all came with, so I'll move that to one side. Again, we've got one which is a different brand completely. It says fashioned by Linda. Any help there, guys? Unfortunately, fashioned by Linda's dress is somewhat scruffy, but I think again it's more dirt, or sort of not dirt. I don't mean it's that sort of dirty. But press stud needs redoing. But this skirt is actually double lined, so it's completely lined. So I mean, it's really nicely done. But you can see it's a little bit more pinker on that side than it is that. So I don't know if that's faded, and I'm not sure which way. To me, that looks like it should be the front because we've got bust darts. But then we'd have the label in the front. Or is it backless? It's got to be, hasn't it? It's got to be that way with a nice V in the back. I think that could be a keeper with a bit of work on it. Now this one semi screams that you can imagine it being a Sindy. It's all these little bits, but it's just a bit of patience to sit and pick them off, or sort of trim them off with your scissors. Again, no label. Help, help, help. There's so much help needed. We just got some little bit of laces coming off. To be honest, I might be tempted to take that lace off and put a new piece of lace on, but I quite like the gingham. I quite like that sort of look. So again, could be a keeper. Could be. You watch, I'm going to end up keeping all these. I said I wasn't, because I say I wasn't supposed to be spending the money, so I thought the ones I've got are either duplicates or outfits I'm not particularly bothered about. I thought, well, I'll sell on and try and make a bit of money back to actually get my other girl. This is an interesting one. I found an image of this doll, or a similar doll to this, in this outfit. So I'm presuming it is a Sindy outfit, but it doesn't say absolutely anything. But I presume because it is so flimsy that it wouldn't have a label in it. So you can see a little armhole. So we've got a little baby doll nightie here. It's completely intact. Maybe that's a little pull in the fabric there, but otherwise that part is completely intact. And then she's got these sort of little sort of fluffy bloomers, sort of little knickers there. And again, there's absolutely nothing wrong with them. I think they are quite cute. Not something, again, I would particularly bother with for my dolls, but they are quite adorable, and they are definitely vintage. That just screams its era. So I'm sort of erring to say that is a Sindy item, even though I didn't find lots of images. I did find a couple of images with a Sindy doll wearing them. So it can't be homemade unless it was literally this doll. I don't know. So that's probably not a keeper, even though it is quite cute. Right, we have two dresses here. There's so much, isn't there? It's absolutely brilliant. This one I kind of like. I quite like the sort of the shoulder line and the neckline on it. Again, it is grubby. I'm hoping they're not stains. I'm hoping with a good soak, these marks will come off, because it is a nice dress. hook and eye. So is it homemade? It could be homemade, but whoever has made it well. Oh no, we have a label. Made in Hong Kong. That could be for any doll, couldn't it? It has these three big purple spots on it. And it also came with a little headscarf, which we have a little bit of colour fading, I think, but I don't know. That might be deliberate because it's all straight down the middle, isn't it? And you've got two different colour purples there. So she has the little headscarf. I don't know. I'm going to clean it up and just see what happens with that one. I might not keep, if it cleans, I will only sell them on if they do come up nicely. I don't think it's fair to sell on things that are in bad condition. I wouldn't do that. So I will make sure that they're okay, or make a point of saying that they need some TLC. They also came with this one. Again, this one looks grubby, but it could just be general wear and tear. Do we have a label? We do. Another one. Fashioned by St. Mark. Perhaps I need to Google St. Mark doll clothing, or St. Mark toys, or St. Mark dolls, and see what actually comes up, because it does look like it's an official company, and it's a very cute dress. So it reminds me sort of almost like Bo Peepy sort of look. So I don't know, again, a bit of fading, but they're old, they're vintage. You're gonna have that. So we need a bit more research on that one too. How many more? We're nearly there. We're nearly there. Hope I'm not boring you with this. And we have three more. Capri pants. Love them on the dolls. I think they look amazing. We've got the little split at the side there, which is really cool. Now, are these proper? Like I say, half of these could be original Sindy's. I just don't know. There's no label. Somebody, I would say, has replaced the press stud, because I'd say that's relatively, I'm dropping it, relatively modern one. There's a bit of thread there. I don't know where that's come from. Somehow that's come from the button. Wonder why. It's almost as if something else should be there. I'm not sure about that, but they are nice. They're very clean, very crisp. With a clean and an iron, they will be absolutely immaculate. So they're good. They're a keeper. I like those. We have a little swimming costume. I don't know whose swimming costume this is. I don't know which doll it belongs to, if any. I don't know. The stitching on it almost looks homemade. I think it might have gone a little bit beyond repair, this. So again, no label. I think that detail, I don't know, do you think it is homemade? Because the detail definitely looks homemade. I think there's a chance that's homemade, but I don't think it's one that I'm going to be able to revive particularly well. So unless anybody told me it was something special, it would probably go, that one. I'm afraid that would not be either a seller or a keeper. Then we get this one. Now, initially that looks too big, doesn't it? But the style of the time was quite A-line. Definitely needs some work on this, because we have some seams gone there. I might be able to pull that in and stitch it. I don't know yet. Press stud obviously needs some work. Most of press studs want replacing because they're these old sort of rusty sort of ones, and if they get wet they do go fully rusty. Now it looks like there should be something else on it. No, there's quite a big rip there. I don't know. That might not be a survivor either. A nice little bit of lace there. I might take the lace off if nothing else. So that's another one that's I'm in and are in. Which one first? Which one first? This one, I think we have a pair of jeans. They look, I was going to say they look like the Weekender jeans, but I don't know whether they do. We'll look at those in a minute. But we have a pair of jeans here. These definitely, to me, scream Sindy again, of that era. I think they're girls' jeans. They're not exactly long, are they? Let's have a quick, are they like a capri length, a shorter length jean? Or is it just because they should be dropped on the waist? We'll see in a while when I try the Weekender one. Look at these little patch pockets marked off, so it's got all the lines on it. The jeans are in great condition. They are really good. We're just missing a press stud, and these little bits want trimming off. Maybe sort of folding in and ironing to make them look a little bit neater, but there's nothing actually wrong with them. They're quite nice. And it came with this, again, another possible not keeper, but this is, it is a genuine Sindy, made in Hong Kong. You see that made in Hong Kong looks very much like the made in Hong Kong sign earlier, so that could be Sindy. I don't know, what is it though? Is it just a blouse? press studs is one that's studded, so you can't really replace them, but it's not rusty, so that's a good sign. Again, a wash, get all these, these little ends, these all want coming off. The lace seems to be okay, there's no damage to that lace. So I think, like I say, a wash, a trim, an iron, and I think that one could come up nicely actually. I think it's better than I thought it was, because none of the seams are broken. All those seams are in part, sort of completely together. So that's a cleaner upper and sear, but it might be a seller because it's not my colour scheme at all. I do have a tendency to stick to certain things. Right, now this one, most of you, if you are a Sindy collector, will recognise the raincoat. Now, I have raincoats already, so this is going to be one that's going to be a flip. I have a little coat hanger in there as well. As long as it's okay, that is. I think that will come off. That's just, I don't know what that is, a little bit sticky there. That will come off. Pockets are all intact. Seams are all intact. Looking good. We have our Sindy made in England. So I mean, I think we've got, it's just an age thing, isn't it? Because I think a lot of it was, obviously pedigree was in the UK, and obviously then later most things were outsourced. So it does say genuine Sindy made in Hong Kong. Let's just check. Nope, there's absolutely nothing wrong with any of those seams. So I think a gentle wipe, maybe a baby wipe or something like that, to sort of wash across it all to make it all nice and clean. And we even have the little headscarf, which the press stud's in great condition. Always be careful when you're doing these, pull the press stud, not the fabric. But the fabric isn't ripped, it is completely intact. A little bit of wear in colour on the buttony bit there, but everything is intact. That is going to go up for sale. How much? I've no idea. That's the other thing. I've got to sit and research all these because I've no idea how much they are worth. I do try to be fair when I'm putting things on eBay, because I know I'd like to think somebody was going to be fair for me too. So I do try and be fair. So I'm not going to do anything silly with the prices. Right, we have, I'll pop this to one side. This is just a modern little suitcase, but it's cute. It'll be great sort of for some photo shoots or something like that. Sindy going on holiday or anything like that. So that's cool. So that's just going to go in the accessories box. And then the one I wanted to do a bit of comparisons with, we have a weekender. So look at the back of these jeans now. I think those other jeans are weekender jeans, aren't they? They've just got, they are, I think. Let's grab the others again. Where are they? Where's the jeans? I think they are. I'm 100% sure they are. Look. But it's just the press stud. I think this one should have the white button press stud. So I think what I'm going to have to do is put new press studs on, and I'm going to sew a proper little button on there to make them look a little bit nicer. But I do like the jeans, so I probably will be keeping them anyway. But this one does have a proper fastener, and we're going to pop it on her. We're going to slide it on our girl here. So let me pull her over here. Fasten them up. They have a nice fit. Clip. They fit really nice, don't they? So let's put these shoes back on again. And these need a wash as much as everything else. Is there a right or a left? I don't know. Can't really tell. Hopefully I'm putting them on the right feet, because I know these are, like I said, the weekender shoes. Are very similar anyway. And then we have the weekender top. Now this is, needs a little bit of TLC. Press stud's good. These just need trimming. You can just see the stitchings come out. That's all it's taken, is the stitching coming out. And again, the seam is okay. I just need to pull out all the old stitching and re-stitch that up. So I don't think, it's not going to take a lot of work. And again, a wash. Let's pull your top on, missus. I should have perhaps put the top on first. Would have made more sense. I think we might have a doll spa later, actually. Keep saying that I need to put some time to one side to sort them out. Well, as the press stud works, I will fasten it. Ta-da! So this is the original weekender outfit, which I hadn't got, so which is quite nice. And if she is one of the original weekender girls, that's even better, because that means she has got her outfit. So what I'd said in the main video was, if that's the original weekender, I actually have the reboot of the weekender. Very different in a lot of ways. but that is definitely Sindy. That is definitely Sindy. But they modernized it up, but they kept the blue and white with the stripes and just made it a little bit more modern. Though I quite like these jeans. I think these jeans would have looked okay. The shoes, let's have a look at these shoes. Can you see? So obviously these are like sort of plastic trainers, whereas the new ones, they are really properly made little shoes. But they are still trainers. They are still working on the same idea. Feet size. She has got big feet, or the other one's got very small feet. I don't know. But yeah, there's a definite big foot size difference. But she's taller. She is a slightly bigger doll by the look of it. So let's pop her side by side. There is quite a height difference there. Yeah, so if I bring it down there, I've got the feet like that. So you can see she was a bigger doll to start with. I know this is approximately the size of the ones I used to have as well. In fact, bear with me 2 seconds and I will grab one of mine, the generation that I collect. Let's have Miss Molly there. Well, let's have a look whether they just got smaller after that first generation. Now this is mine. This is the generation I would collect. Yeah, these are small as well. Yeah, they must have decided for whatever reason to make the dolls shorter. But again, I think they were outsourced after a while, so it was a different company that were buying them. So this is my era vintage, and I did get some of the new ones. I keep promising I'm going to do a full sort of video of all of them. I've done individual videos of this, but I do have the full set and the bracelet, so I wanted to show what you got if you got that, so I must do that at some point. So she's in this century with her gorgeous locks and her jewelry and that luscious lipstick and everything like that, and she's very modernly dressed. But this is where it all came from. So if we do a generation like that, that is the three girls that I have. As much as I said I wouldn't have had one of these, I've sort of quite taken to her. I do quite like her. I don't know whether she's going to stay in my collection, but I just couldn't resist her at the time, and I just thought it was so nice to be able to do a comparison of what we have now compared with what we started with, where it all began. But I said this is my play age group. When I was young, this is the style that I would have had. I don't think I had a Paul that fitted in this age group, because he had this sort of strange sort of neck thing again. I don't know which is better, because I mean when they've got tops on you can't see, so the necks look more real, I suppose, whereas obviously these have got this strange sort of ball movement, but you can get more sort of looks from the doll from this. And again, if you're rerouting, pop, it comes off. It's easy to do. So that is one beauty of that one. I've not taken the head off this one. I wouldn't dare. I did find out you could get more movement out of it though, which I was really scared of moving it at first because I didn't think it would. But yes, they do move around quite a bit. They are quite good. Whereas this is very static. So that was it really. I just wanted to show you all the bits and bobs that I got. I'm hoping some of you are going to be able to give me some advice regarding some of these outfits, because some I just really do not have a clue. Let's just lay them all out there. Let's get them all out there. I'm very surprised that that was a genuine Sindy. It looks like it should have something else to go with it. That's the only thing with that one. Let's see what we've got. So out of it all, there's a couple that I am not going to keep at all, as in I don't think they're good enough even to sell on. But I do think there is a few that I will be flipping over, so I'm trying to get a little bit of money back for my Blythe that I will get eventually. I think that's just so cute. But apart from that, some will be going on eBay, so if anyone's got any advice, or if there's anything anybody desperately wanted or anything like that to sort of purchase, I will be popping them some bits and bobs on eBay at some point, but I need help at the moment. Please, anybody, let me know what you think. If you enjoyed the video, again, give me that thumbs up. Like, can't even speak. Like, subscribe and share, please, and drop me loads of comments. You know, let me know if this is a doll you had, or if you've got any advice on rerouting or cleaning up or anything like that. I mean, looking at her again, I mean, clearly they had painted on eyelashes. They didn't have, I'm going to have to be really careful getting this off, aren't I? Because I don't want to take the original paintwork off, because it's actually quite nice. But yeah, any advice, any information, we're always learning, and I always need more information. I'm a nightmare for that. I'm like a sponge, more and more and more. So once again, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all very soon, and bye bye for now.